Welcome back to the recent Grad Survival Guide series. In this part, we're going to be going over time management. So the first tip is setting goals. Before planning anything, setting goals for yourself that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound are important. Keeping track of these goals will inform you of your progress and how you need to adapt. And SMART goals are a great framework to work from. And if you haven't already checked that part out, there is a part of the series where we go over setting goals and SMART goals in particular. So please be sure to check that out if you haven't already. The next is planning. Once you have identified your goals, it is essential to plan your week in a way that helps you to achieve these goals. You can organize your priorities by deadline or by the importance of the tasks. Set a to-do list for every day of the week. And this is another tip that we briefly went over in the elements of success for recent grads part of the series, where it was recommended that you set 2 to 4 small daily goals a day. And this can help you to not only make progress on the goals you are planning on achieving, but also to feel a sense of satisfaction every day. The next tip is track your time. It is critical to keep track of and organize your time effectively. Use a calendar to keep track of your hours each day. Account for everything you do, including mundane tasks such as driving, getting groceries, etc. This will help you see where your time is going and how long each task takes. You can readjust your schedule if you find some tasks take longer or shorter than planned. So we often find ourselves at the end of the day wondering how fast the time flew by and where it all went. And so that's why keeping a calendar and tracking your time, even when it comes to mundane tasks, can help you better account for those hours. And next is sticking to your schedule. So in order for time management to work, you want to stick to your schedule that you set. Make sure that you start your tasks on time. So 10 a.m. means 10 a.m., not 10:15. Set aside chunks of time for certain tasks and schedule your most important tasks for when you are at your best. For example, if you're a morning person, schedule your most important and energy-consuming priorities for the morning hours. And if you're a night person, schedule them for then. And again, this highlights the importance of taking time management seriously, where if you are taking it seriously, you will be starting right when you plan to do it. Otherwise, the whole thing falls apart, So, and then that brings us to how to procrastinate less. It can be difficult to follow a schedule if you're not used to it. So starting small and setting reasonable goals and moving up as you become accustomed to this new approach is a good way to go about it. For instance, you can start off by setting aside 30 minutes a day to look for jobs. Once you're able to stay focused in that time and immersed in that task, you can increase the time you spend on that task the following week to say 45 minutes or an hour each day. All right. And that brings us to the last tip here, which is rewarding yourself. So if you're having trouble focusing on a task, I have found the following method to be very helpful for me. So try this. Try focusing entirely on the task and keep all your attention and try to stay as immersed as you can in the task for around 10 minutes. After 10 minutes are up, take a 1 to 2 minute break to relax. Maybe check your messages or look at your phone briefly. And then focus again for 10 more minutes. Completely focused, immersed in your task. After those 10 minutes are up, take another 1 to 2 minute break and repeat this until the time you set aside for the task is complete. This helps to break down the time into manageable chunks, which is much easier than having to focus for a long period of time, especially when you're not used to it. So that can be a great way to further assist staying focused. And with that being said, this brings us to the conclusion of the time management part of the series. Please be sure to check out the rest of our series for more helpful tips.